Marcia Carr at the Southport Weekender, number 52, the finale, and we managed to catch up with legendary US gospel house singer, Mr. Michael Watford.
Oh.
Michael, thank you very much for taking your time out to come to the TV studio here. You just performed at the Southport Weekender 52. It's been the finale. Some highs and some lows for some people.
Yeah.
How was your performance? Because I caught it and I was like blown away by it. But how was it for you on stage there?
Well, I tell
Masters
you,
at Work.
it's, first of all, I want to thank you, Marcia, for all these years of knowing you and meeting you in the 90s. I had no idea that in 2015 it would be right here. But at the end of the day, the answer to your question is that I felt so much at home. It was easy for me to be here. It's just like a family reunion at the time, and seeing you and reflecting on all of the people that I've been with, Kiss FM.
Through the 90s, Kiss FM, Hard Times Records,
exactly.
all the label deals with Freetown Records.
Absolutely.
Now you have a long pedigree of gospel house music. I came across you also through Paul Trouble Anderson, who's a DJ on the station, through The Loft, his midweek session, and seeing you do a PA of Holding On, that amazing album that you produced for East West Records back in, 1994?
1994, that's when it came out, yeah.
And you did some wonderful track selections on stage at his party, and that's how a lot of us got to know your name. It was through people like Paul Trouble Anderson, also Bobby and Steve.
Yes.
Being a music collector myself, collecting tunes and DJing, and I have to say, if it wasn't for Paul and the clubs like Hard Times, you may not have heard of Michael Watford.
That's true. That is so true, because of the fact that we was known as underground dance music, and because of the fact that they try to give us so many different types of labels, I was blown away when I came over to the UK and saw that we dealt with a situation that the energy was totally different than what we was doing in the US. Unfortunately, they titled it a certain type of music, but when I came over to the UK, I saw that it was a household thing, and people knew exactly what it was that they was getting involved with. So that made me feel very comfortable in doing what I was doing, hanging out with people like Bobby and Steve and JP Furman, and of course all of the people that was involved in house ministry and all that. They let me know that we was mainstream and we wasn't underground. So underground, which was in the States, was way above ground when I came into the UK, so it made me feel very good.
So there was much love for you within the club scenes of the UK, and that's a wonderful thing. And yes, as you say, your tunes became household names. You got signed, and lots of your tracks were licensed. Working with Masters at Work, as you did at the Southport Weekender, their finale, they were the last DJing act on the stage here for this closing party. How was it for you? Because you've got tracks that have been produced by them, haven't you?
Yes. Well, Masters at Work and Michael Watford has been synonymous for over 20 years. When I go back to People Underground and My Love, tunes like that I thought that Warner Brothers would be the ones that would put that on my album. However, that didn't happen, and I ended up with whatever my Smack team did, who my stablemate at that time, a diva. So I was the male version of a diva, which was on Capitol Records and everything. And then by her being on a major label and myself being on another major label, which was Warner Brothers, we could really see no harm. We could just basically just do what we do and make happen what happened over the years in time, you know, and then in between all of that, you know, I'm meeting a young lady by the name of Marcia Carr, and which was such a beautiful
They'll be
thing.
thinking you're in love with me.
That-
That wonderful background and resume of your musical history has come full circle now.
Yeah.
I notice you've been working with people like Jamie Lewis
Yes.
out of Switzerland and a few other dance producers. But if you don't mind me saying, I think a lot of your fans are very familiar with Holding On, the Smack Productions, as you said, Eddie Perez and all those guys.
Yes.
And your classic tracks that you did on Freetown
Yeah.
Records. Can we see any of that coming back to the fore in 2015 and beyond for Michael Watford?
Well, I think of those tracks as being like incubated tracks, where the baby of Michael Watford was starting to come to life and become the mature and become the man of house. When I think about house, and when I think about all the R&B artists that tried their best, instead of trying to stay R&B, become dance-orientated remixes by people like Louis Vega, by Frankie Knuckles, by et cetera, especially the UK artists that's remix people. It seemed to me that we was definitely going to be a dagger into the business as far as the music was concerned. Because
Well, hopefully now there'll be, you know, something fresh for you to do. So I want to wish you well for the future to 2015. Hopefully we'll get some of that classic sounds of Michael Watford back.
Absolutely.
So
working with
we'll watch
Masters
this
of Work
space.
and
We'll
Louis
watch this
Vega.
space.
Yeah, actually working with Louis Vega and Masters of Work and Kenny Dope. Those things are going to come in
Absolutely.
full
Brilliant.
circle.
So we look forward to that then.
Thank you very much,
Thank you for
Marcia
your time,
Carr.
Michael Watford.
I love you.
Great catching up.
Thank you so very much.